In today's video, I want to share a few principles of how to optimize the dirt. And we're going to be discussing those with some of the ideas of how you would maximize the amount of revenue you would get based off of the build to rent model. And wanted to share those things with you. Please like and subscribe to the channel if this is valuable to you. And I will always share these things. These are unedited videos and want to just share real time what I'm learning and things I've learned over the few years, and look forward to sharing more videos with financial details and even questions. I've received an email from somebody that has asked me lots of questions, and he's agreed to go on video with me here soon. And we're going to be discussing some of the processes of how you would go about a build to rent model in that small one rental at a time type of investment. Please listen to the video and like and comment. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Wanted to share a video on the principle of optimizing the property. And two ways about that is, when you're looking at the property, you're seeing what the highest and best use is. And in many cases, there's zoning regulations that determine what type of property you can build, be it commercial, be it multifamily, residential. And you're looking at the property and saying, what is the best way to optimize my investment? And I wanted to share a couple things. So if you're looking at a property that maybe it is single family, you're trying to optimize it. For me, looking at what is being built around it, and as I've shared before, being a little bit under the median, both in the median size and cost. You're trying to optimize where you get the highest return. If you're below the median square footage and number of bedrooms similar, you're going to be pulled up in value. And same thing with rents. If you can optimize that, you're maximizing the amount of return on that dirt. When I look at multifamily, I'm looking at, can I get as many doors on that dirt that the regulations will allow? In our city, each city has its own regulations. They regulate how many number of parking spots have to be made, how much landscaping, what percentage of softscape that you have to put on the property. We have all of those regulations. And when I was working on a previous multifamily, we were looking at it, and I was trying to get 5 units on this property. Now, it was very small. It was only 0.4 acres, and I was trying to optimize the number of doors on that dirt, and could not get that approved based off of the offsets, which is the side build, which you have to leave open, and the back, and the number of parking spots that you had to have. And couldn't get the 5 approved, couldn't end up getting the 4 approved. What I could get approved was a triplex, 3 doors, and what I was able to do is looking at how could I increase the revenue. And this might be a creative idea. You're looking for ways to get the most amount of revenue off of that dirt, is the way I describe it. And I was talking to the city, and I said, okay, I can only get 3 units. I have to put this many parking spots in. I designed on the side 5 storage units. They were all 10 by 10 storage units. And of course the city was trying to regulate that and say, hey, you can't do that. I said, no, I'm offering those to my renters. And they sat there and they looked and they realized there was nothing they could do. I could add those 5 storage units. Now, granted, I had another multifamily, a 4-plex right beside it. I'm going to offer it to my renters. So I took those regulations and I optimized it, maximized the amount of revenue, was able on those 5 units to rent those out at $55 per unit. So I took that little 10-foot space and I added more revenue because I couldn't get past 3 doors. You're looking to do the same thing. It may be an ADU. It may be, if you've got multifamily, how many doors can you get on that piece of dirt? And I took that and I optimized as a creative way that the city had to approve those 5 storage units. It ended up only costing around $20,000 when I built it for those 5 10 by 10 units. And we just rented the last one this week. So out of $20,000 cost, because I saved a wall by building onto the side of the triplex. I saved a wall having to frame. It was already there and just had to frame the 3 walls, which also optimized the cost on it. So here I ended up making, right now it's almost $270, well, right at $270 per month on the rental on those 5 units. Be very similar if I were to have another unit of profit. I looked at it as that's just profit. I know there's cost involved, but I added that revenue to that property of that money. It did take a little bit because I've had this property for a little over a year, but I also looked at it as an amenity as I was offering these rentals to my tenants, is if they had excess stuff, they could rent one of the storage units that's right beside them. And one of the things I was thinking about is, how do I retain them? If they have more stuff there, they're less likely to move. So it provided 2 things. It gave them the ability to have a storage unit literally right beside them, like a garage, because a lot of people use a garage as a storage unit. It gave them the ability to have a storage unit there. They paid me rent, but I was optimizing the dirt to get the most amount of revenue because I knew what I could get in rental, because these were zoned as multifamily, and that's what I could use it for. I took the amount of square foot of dirt and I tried to maximize the number of doors I could get based off what the city would allow. But then I added those storage units on the side that cost me very minimal dollars that provided an amenity for renters. These were 3-bedroom, 2 bath. They might have that extra stuff. We rented all, I have, of the triplex as an example, I have one couple that's renting 2 of the units. Another person's renting 1. We've been able to leverage that. Plus I've got a 4-plex right beside it, and I've had a couple of those tenants rent those storage units. It's providing something that they need. It provides me extra revenue because I couldn't fit that 4th unit on there, and the city wouldn't allow it with the number of parking spots, but I was still able to get more revenue on the dirt. And I thought I would share those creative ideas of, maybe it'll spur an idea for you that you're trying to maximize the dirt in the build to rent model. Same thing with single family. You're looking at what's the optimal size build of a single family to maximize the revenue based off the cost of the build. And usually that is something smaller than the median. You're still getting similar rents, but your values are being pulled up by the median. But I wanted to share this as a way to optimize and maximize your return on your builds. Till next time, talk to you soon.